Hello everyone, and welcome to Eclectic Collecting. Today, we're going to take a look at a vintage Yu Yu Hakusho desk calendar. Here we have the calendar itself. So, as stated, this is a desk calendar, so it's designed to be propped up on a desk, table, or other surface, and it is for the show Yu Yu Hakusho. So if you're not familiar with that, that's an anime that came out in Japan from 1992 to 1994, and it follows the story of Yusuke Urameshi, who dies in the very first episode. So that's not a spoiler, that's just straight up fact. He dies, but he is given the chance to come back as long as he works together with the spirit world as a spirit detective, and he solves mysteries and fights against threats to both humans and spirit kind. So super basic synopsis, but it is one of my favorite shows. I highly recommend it. It's got a lot of humor, it got a lot of action, and some supernatural stuff as well. So the calendar is enclosed in this clear plastic case, which in my experience, all of my desk calendars that I've gotten from Japan come in the same type of case. I'm not sure if any calendars ever came in colored cases or opaque cases, but in my experience, they're all like this. And inside are the cards, and we have different ones for different months. So if we open it up, we can see this folds underneath, and so you can place it on a surface. And the cards are held in. There's a bit of a rim on both the sides and the bottom to make sure that the cards stay in. So we're going to go through all the different cards, and then I'm going to show you what my favorite one is, and I would love for you to post in the comments down below which one is your favorite. So this is what I consider the title card for the whole calendar. It just lets us know we got, of course, the name of the show. We have the year 1994. At the bottom, we have the name of the show written in Japanese, as well as our copyright information for the different studios, and the mangaka, the original author of the manga, Yoshihiro Togashi. And just kind of ironic that I collect a lot of Sailor Moon stuff, and he's actually married to the author of the Sailor Moon manga, Naoko Takeuchi. And then on this side, we have the Studio Pierrot sticker. So here we have most of the main characters for the entire series. So just a quick rundown. We have Yusuke, Kuwabara, Kurama, Hiei. These are the boys, are our four true main characters. We also have Pooh on Yusuke's shoulder, which I will not tell you what exactly Pooh is in case you haven't seen it. I don't want to spoil it. And then we have the girls here. So we have Botan. She is essentially like a Grim Reaper. She is from the spirit world. And so she's kind of Yusuke's first introduction into spirit world, and she helps him a lot throughout the series. We have Keiko, who is Yusuke's childhood friend and crush. We have Yukina, who is also from the spirit world. She's a ice demon, essentially. We have Shizuru, who is Kuwabara's older sister. And then this is, to the best of my knowledge, Yusuke's mom. And Yusuke's mom is not a major character in the anime. She is there a little bit towards the beginning, but she does make an appearance on some merchandise, even though I'm not really sure why, because again, she was not a major part of the plot. All right, moving on here. So we have a page that we can write our class schedule. So we are a student in Japan in 1994. We can record our schedule on here. And you'll notice that there is a row included for Saturday. So based on my experience with anime, at least some Japanese schools do have classes on Saturday as well. So 6 days a week. And down here we have our four main boys again, Kuwabara, Hiei, Yusuke, and Kurama. And then we also have Genkai, who is sort of a mentor figure, and she wasn't on the title card. And then we just have the same sort of information there. For this calendar, this is not true of all calendars, but for this one, there are 2 months represented by each card. So this is the card for January and February, just with our four main boys in their sort of typical outfits. Here we've got the four main boys and Genkai, and here the background is very distinctly part of the Dark Tournament arc. So if you are familiar with the show, you'll know what that means. And if you're not, this is, I would say, probably a fan favorite arc and one of the larger ones in the whole series. It's a martial arts tournament style. For May and June, we've just got our 4 boys in this kind of monotone image. And it just became July, so this will be the new one that I'm going to set. So we have July and August with a whole bunch of our main characters at the beach. So again, we have our 4 boys. We have the girls that were on the front, including Yusuke's mom and Shizuru. And then we also have Koenma. So Koenma is one of the main characters who is not represented on the front page. And he is essentially the prince of Spirit World. His father is King Yema, and he's Koenma, and he's sort of like Yusuke's boss, essentially. And he has 2 forms, so he can appear as both a toddler or as a young adult. Here, he's only in his toddler form. We've got September and October. And one thing I love about these 90s things is just looking at the fashion, like Kuwabara. I love that yellow trench coat going on. And we have November and December, so we have our 4 main boys and the Masked Fighter, who is part of the Dark Tournament arc. So out of these cards, I think that my favorite for this particular one is probably July and August, just because we get so many characters and they're in their casual clothes and just sort of in a way that we don't get to really see them in the anime very often. So for me, I would say that's my favorite. And I would love to hear down below which one is your favorite among all the cards. And I will post images at the end, so if you want to take a closer look at them, you are welcome. So let me know if you enjoyed seeing a calendar. I have lots of calendars in my collection, both desk calendars and other different types, especially wall calendars. So let me know if you want to see more. And thank you so much for watching. I hope to see you in the next one.